So if every week on the playground she's teased and pushed because she's a very small girl, my daughter's kind of smaller than most of the students in her class, and that's determined to be bullying because she's a girl, then the school would go to the 5-year-old and say, do you want us to tell your mommy and daddy that these children are bullying you?
That's not a gender identity question, that's a gender.
So the victim's actual or perceived sex, gender identity. So if Chloe at 5 was born a girl and says she's a girl, then wouldn't that classify? And if people are giving her a hard time because she's a girl, she is a girl actually, and people perceive her as being a girl, and they bully her for that reason.
I would stress that I don't believe that your example is to either the intent or the actual definition of the bill, but rather we have outlined exactly what this bill is designed to do, which is to protect students who are victims of bullying based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and sex.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the difference between my example. Can you tell me where the line is?
I believe I have described to the extent that I can, and we can agree to disagree,
so is it,
but I've described to the extent that I can. So
it's a child whose gender may be perceived differently than people think, and if someone said to my daughter who perceives that she's a girl, like she's a boy, if they started calling her a boy, then it would fall under this bill.
So again, that is likely correct in your scenario. However, I would stress that, again, we're talking about individual determination and the student's ability to self-determine their identity.
The 5-year-old?
Yes, as I can tell you from running a nonprofit center that works with LGBTQ people, there are 5-year-olds that identify as transgender.
And you think that the school should keep that from their parents?
I believe that it is the student's right to self-determination, or an individual young person's right. I wish I could say to you that all parents and all families are supportive and that this is a great opportunity for us all to learn together. Unfortunately, the reality on the ground, where 1 in 7 transgender children hide their identity from their household for this exact reason of fear of retribution and harm, is that we protect kids. And more importantly, the school system should not be inserting itself in the middle of that conversation.